What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Snobs podcast. I am your host, Mick Manhattan, back again, and I'm back in the cave, getting ready, the back cave, if you will. We're doing another live show. I'm testing things out because if you haven't watched last night or didn't see any of the posts, I am going to start doing a live podcast, live video chat, I should say, Friday nights, either on Facebook Live right now or I'm going to move over to YouTube or both. Where I want to bring guests in. I was talking to some guys and girls from ITMOD podcast, Say F It podcast, Villains Victims podcast, a bunch of them. I want to get a bunch of people on that I really enjoy talking to and just talk shop like what we do. But I'm in here today, I'm testing it out, seeing how it goes. You guys let me know what you think. I have my lovely bride, the Mrs. Scene Snob here. I say hello, sweetie.
Hello.
She's off camera. She's too pretty for it. So she's going to be reading off your comments. I see my brother is watching, and I ask him to be kind with his comments. So love you, George. I'm going to just get into some news right now. I was reading on some things. So one thing I'm trying to do with everything that's going on is help small businesses if you can. If you see my posts, there's a lot of businesses around Winchester I'm trying to help out, and anywhere. So if anybody has a small business, they want some free advertising during all of this going on, I'm more than happy to put your logos up on my videos, talk about you on my podcasts, the whole nine. So some ones that have been very supportive of the Scene Snobs podcast, and I'm supporting, is Back to the Media, Winchester Book Gallery, Alamo Draft House right here in Winchester, Virginia, the Green Turtle here in Winchester, All Contracting, which is doing something really cool. They have put out an offer to help out anybody who may have a pre-existing condition or something like that that prevents them from could get really sick with coronavirus and prevents them from going out, or the elderly, if they need help, call. He will be happy to go out, get anything you need, drop it off for you. So I thought that was a really cool thing for him to do. So, and when you're shut inside, a good thing to think about is that we're going to have, you're in your homes, you're in your houses, you may need some work done. So I think a good thing that you could do is maybe get some quotes, get checked out, things like that. So call All Contracting. They're very cool people. And also the Hideaway Cafe. They're closed this week, but they're a very cool coffee house right here in Winchester, Virginia. Been there quite a few times. They have trivia nights, and just a whole bunch of fun stuff. They're really involved in the community. So when they open back up, get out there, have some coffee, have some food, and just enjoy the community. Okay, let's all meet there once things start to blow over. Another thing I want to throw out there, I was reading an article, my friend Melissa, who is in the DGA, she put out in Variety about 120,000 entertainment industry crew jobs lost due to the coronavirus. We're seeing a lot of it. Hollywood is shutting down, TV shows, movies, things like that. Everybody's going home, which is the smart thing to do. But the problem is we're putting a lot of people out of business who get paid to work. They don't get salaries. We think about the celebrities and things like that, and, they're kind of well off, but there's a lot of below the line crew that just is going to suffer from this. And the problem is Variety is only, well, it's not a problem. It's very nice of them to write about this, but they're writing about the 120,000 union members. Now, the non-union members, that number goes up. It's about 300,000 people out of work and don't know where they're going to go. So it's kind of tough right now. So I have a lot of friends that work in the industry. I'm offering any help I can. Come on the show remotely as a guest. I want to talk to you about your work. I'm sure my partner over at Pulling Focus podcast, Brian, he also runs Skyline Indie Film Festival. He would love to bring you on that show. Rob, my co-host of Behind the Box, he would love to bring you guys on. So I want to help the community any way I can, you filmmakers. So come on the show. We'll talk about your experiences, things like that, and maybe shine a light on you guys. And if somebody can use your work wherever you are, hopefully I can help in some small way. So so right now I feel for you guys. I've been there, of course, not in this situation, but I have been there in terms of being a filmmaker and working on sets and stuff too, and looking for work. So I kind of want to throw that out there, but what are you guys up to? What is the shut-in experience like for you guys? You know, we're all isolated. What are we watching? What are we doing? Shoot your comments over. My lovely wife, is Mary the Mommy, is going to read them. I see some crying faces and some angry faces coming, and I'm pretty sure my brother and sister-in-law are watching, so I have a feeling it's them. But I still love them. I can't hold it against them. But we have a lot to talk about. There's a lot of stuff going on in the industry right now. One thing I want to say, if you are shut in and you're a fan of horror movies, this is just me promoting because I love it. Shudder. They are a great streaming service for horror movies, horror TV shows, things like that. They have a lot of original stuff. My hero, Joe Bob Briggs, has The Last Drive-In on there, so some very cool episodes and marathons for that. That alone is worth the $5 a month. But they are offering a shut-in discount. If you type in shut-in as the promo code, you get a month for free. It's 30 days free. That's pretty awesome. So make sure you guys go check that out. Again, they're not giving me anything for it. I just plug them because I really like them. So, another very cool thing. My wife brought this to my attention. So we're having a lot of trouble. I don't know if you guys watched the president come on and do his, and this is not a political thing by any means. I'm just kind of keeping up with the news. It seems like there's a lot of issues finding masks or getting masks made right now. I know they're trying to put a rush on it. But Hollywood is kind of stepping up, which I think is pretty cool. Shows like The Resident on Fox, Grey's Anatomy on ABC, and other medical shows are donating the masks that they have to medical facilities. So I think that's pretty awesome because I'm sure Props has a ton of them. So they're putting that out there, and that's big help. That's a lot going on. So what do we have? And if you are a fan, I don't want to run out of things, but I want to get to you guys, and I want to read off your comments and stuff. Oh, my partner Rob's on. Rob, we're going to be doing a Behind the Box soon, remotely. Agreed. Hideaway is an amazing business. Yes, it is, sir. And you should know, you keep winning trivia night, you and Christina. So, we're doing that, and are you a fan of the Hallmark Channel? If you are, then you're in luck. Because the Hallmark Channel is bringing back, during the coronavirus isolation, Christmas movies. So if you want to, starting Friday, March 20th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, you can go down to, you can go over to the Hallmark Channel, and it's starting with Candace Cameron Burr's A Christmas Detour, and then it's just going on from there. So if you weren't sick of it 4 months ago, get ready to get sick of it now. I am not a fan. I believe there is one story that the Hallmark Channel tells with different actors for 2 hours, and it is torture to watch. And I can tell you the formula for every movie. I know what's going to happen in every movie, and I'm just going to let that go. So, no to the Hallmark Channel. That's right, Christina. I agree.
Me either.
Oh, Mary loves it. She'll watch it. No, that's not true. You've never really been into it, but, well, what? What were you going to say? Come on.
I was going to say, I watched it when your mom was here, but it wasn't a mom joke. It was...
Oh, my God. My
that's
mother,
why I stopped myself.
My mother stopped by last summer for my son's birthday, and she stayed with us. And I don't know when she got into the Hallmark Channel, but somewhere along the way she found it, and she ran with it. So we were stuck for days, her just watching the Hallmark Channel. And I got to tell you, oh, Brian's on. That is my partner over there on Pulling Focus podcast. I got Brian, and I have Rob there from Behind the Box, and Brian from Pulling Focus. So, Brian, just a heads up, in case you don't watch the video later or watch the podcast later, listen to the podcast later, I offered all of the out-of-work crew, film crews, to come on and maybe do some stuff with us, talk on the show, just to kind of build them up, maybe put their resumes out there. So I did that for the Scene Snobs, and I'm sure you would be okay with it being on Pulling Focus, of course. So, Brian's a cool guy. Submit your films to Skyline Indie Film Festival. He runs that. It's an awesome film festival. I'm very much looking forward to going into it this year. And they're granting waivers for everybody from South by Southwest. So definitely, anybody who had a film there, go and sign up now, submit. So, with that being said, getting back to the Hallmark Channel real quick. It's torture. But Christmas is coming a lot lately. I have just driven around town because I had to stop and pick something up before I'm completely isolated. I had to get baby wipes for my son. So the problem is people are putting up Christmas lights everywhere. I passed like 4 houses with Christmas lights up.
Did you really? You saw some?
Yes, I did. And it's weird because it's not like full-on Christmas displays. Oh, my brother's writing. I appreciate your efforts to bring focus to small businesses in your community. Keep up the positive message during this time. Thank you, George. I can't tell if you're being sarcastic. I love you, though, for saying that. But also, one thing I want to thank, because my brother has one, the first responders. He's a police officer, but it's EMTs, firefighters, everything through this tough time. They're dealing with this, and it's a craziness now, and they'll help people no matter if they're exposed or not. So we should really be giving a shout out to them and all that they do. So thank you, George, and thank you everybody who's a first responder out there on the front line doing everything that you can. So, so Christmas lights, going back, they just never took them down. It's true, Christmas lights, they probably never took them down, but that's not true for one house, because I pass it every day, and I've never seen Christmas lights, even during Christmas. So I think people are trying to bring cheer, or they're trying to tell everybody that there's somebody with the coronavirus in that house. Who knows? That's speculation, but it might be. So the problem is, my wife had brought this up to me that, to be more festive, people are putting up Christmas lights. Well, last weekend, we just put the Christmas lights away. I'm not bringing them back out.
To be fair, we had taken them down a while ago.
Oh, yeah.
But they were out
down
in the garage.
Yeah, I had them on a table in the garage for
months. And also,
months.
I never recommended we put them back up. I was just noting people were doing this. I have no interest in taking them down again.
Oh, no, you did kind of allude to, we could, and I was like, I don't want the $400 bill all year round. Coronavirus is not taking more away from me. So that is what's happening out there. Another thing, a little bit more serious in tone, that I kind of want to bring up, and it's kind of officially locked us down. We are not going anywhere or doing anything now. It's being reported that studies are showing children under 5 are becoming heavily infected by, to where the effects are pretty hard on them, to children under 5 years old. And the younger you get, the harder it is, down to infancy, which of course would be the hardest. So we have a 3-year-old. Shut down. I was trying to go out and do things to, kind of stay away from people, doing social distancing thing, but supporting businesses if I can, even if it's just taking a picture outside and showing or picking up things. A lot of businesses are offering door to door, they'll deliver, or you can go right to the door and just pay and go. But now that is null and void. That's not happening. We are staying in. It's not that I don't support you. If I can support you online, like Back to the Media did a warehouse sale the other day, I'm happy to support. Anybody else, I will buy from online from you guys, but I just cannot risk my 3-year-old getting sick, especially if it's that hard on them. So that's just kind of where I'm at with that. And in case you guys didn't see that study, now you know. I don't want to get too serious, though, because I want to make this a fun show. I want people to laugh and be entertained. But a lot of it is coronavirus related. I can't not. All the news is, So, one thing, my beloved Alamo Draft House here, I'll tell you, the guys and girls who work there are awesome. They're fantastic. There have been Andy, Steve, the whole group. They've been working tirelessly to keep us enjoying things. They're open right now. They're offering takeout. They are practicing the 10-person limit per theater. No more than 10 people in the lobby at a time. The whole nine. So they're being really safe, using caution, until, God forbid, things come to a halt or whatever, however it's working. But they have been great. And they're trying to keep the community involved. Now, the thing I love about them is they're very big in the community. They're very big with charity, things like that. So, that's huge. Not just the Alamo, but the owners of the Alamo. I can attest to it personally because they bought me lunch at McDonald's one time. So, and I never even met them at that point, So I thought that was pretty cool. Well, the Alamo does need help. Right now, Winchester is the only Alamo that's open still. Everyone else is closed. They're furloughing their employees. It's a tough time. And there's an Alamo Draft House. They closed 40 locations, and what they're doing is they are setting a $2 million relief fund for the furloughed employees. So they're trying to do a GoFundMe. I think that's awesome. So if you can go over and check it out, I know Ashburn location is doing their own right now. So go help if you can. If you have any money to go help cinema, please do. What is the Night Flight app?
I don't know. Lori had mentioned that we should go get the Night Flight app.
Well, I know what Night Flight is. Wasn't it? There's a music show back in the day.
I don't know.
So,
I've never heard of it. I didn't know if you had.
Well, it was way back in the day. If I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, but they run a theater for only 10 people a movie. Yes, they do, Len. Yes, they do. The other day they showed Maniac Cop for Psycho Cinema, which is a group that is here in Alamo. And what they did was, I think there was 30 people who had tickets, and they spread it out to 3 different theaters, and 10 people per theater, and practicing social distancing. So I thought that was very cool. Those 30 people could not be in the lobby at the same time. They only allowed 10 in at a time with, again, social distancing. And they showed the movie. And it was very well done, very coordinated. They're following the rules to a T to take these precautions. I think that's very important. And I applaud them for that effort. I applaud a lot of the business. We went down to Sweet Nola's, which is a Cajun restaurant here in Winchester today that we love, my in-laws especially, because my father-in-law is a Cajun, straight out of Louisiana, Bayou.
Who dat?
So he went down, or we went down, and they have gloves on, they had the mask, they boxed everything up, brought it out, left your receipt in that thing.
They had one can for new pens, one can for used pens after you sign the receipt, and then the can to put the receipt in. No contact, they were very please stay away from me, which I loved. It was amazing.
And a very cool thing too is we went down, we needed eggs, and there wasn't Saint Stinkmere. That's Lenny for you.
I love him, so I'll let it slide.
Okay. So a very cool thing too is we try to go and get our some of our produce and our eggs and stuff like that from farmers markets to help out there. And there's one here I went to today, West Oak Market Farm, or Farmers Market, sorry. I went down there and I picked up a couple dozen eggs because we ran out and we needed them. And a lot of stores are completely out of eggs, or if they do have some, they're limiting how many they sell. So I'm just proposing to you guys, go out and use farmer markets. A lot of people may not be thinking about that at the moment. So kind of important. So like I said, donate to the Alamo Draft House's GoFundMe for the furloughed employees. That's definitely a very cool thing that they are doing. And that came out today. They started doing that. I know Brad over at ItMod Podcast, he does, that's the official podcast over here at the Winchester Alamo. And it's the official podcast for Ashburn. I know he does a lot of work over there. And I know Ashburn right now has another GoFundMe for their location. So if you're in Virginia and you go to Ashburn, or not, if you're anywhere and you just want to donate to that too. That would be awesome.
Can I ask you a question?
You
So
can ask me anything you want.
Rob mentioned that he's concerned about the releases and whether or not they would dry up since everything stopped releasing. And it made me think about Mel's post about, how many people in the movie industry are losing their jobs. Do you think that, because we have seen a number of movies that have been postponed, for later.
Yeah, I think with anything, if things start to dry up and it gets to a point, if it ever gets to a disastrous point where we are, movies start to dry up because they have been postponing or putting off, and we are forced to rent new movies, and that is going well, they're going to jump on a bandwagon with whatever they have made already. They're going to do it because they want to make that money anyway, just sitting on it without knowing when this will end. Optimistically, I'm hoping only a month or two at most. Optimistically, I'm hoping a couple of weeks, but if I have to, it has to drag out for a couple of months. Like, that's still an optimistic look at it. Let's not hope 6 months or so on. God forbid. But I think they will release for rent, which you do what you got to do at this point. It kind of is what it is. It's tough time. But now, will the well ever dry up where they don't have any movies to show anymore? I don't think so, but if it ever got to that point, we're kind of in dire need of a lot of things to happen. So, that would be tough. But the good news is there's always movies to see. There's always movies we haven't seen, and there's always movies to check out. Would they need to account for possible loss and readjust figures? There's going to be a loss at any time. They might try to adjust the figures, but with people being laid off, things like that, nobody's going to get it. If they can get it for the entertainment and it's an affordable thing, like $20 for me for a brand new movie that should be out in theaters that day, if you really want to see it, you and your loved one or however it worked you'd spend $20 anyway. You'd spend a lot more than $20 because you're not factoring in all the concessions and stuff like that. It's sad because the theaters take the hit on that, but I don't think they would adjust any more than that. I think they would make enough of a return. They would just have to start marketing more on places like YouTube, things that they do already on TV, stuff like that. They'd have to put the marketing out there, but of course switch it around to not say in theaters at this time, but wherever it's showing. In the streaming wars at this point, they'll probably make a lot more money with people signing up if they make it exclusive. But that would be kind of crappy, I think. Because it's so up in the air because things are so different right now. For right now, they'd have to follow the rules. And the rules saying that these new movies have to be shown, have to be released in certain ways. They can stream them and offer them digitally, but that would also have to include on-demand. That would also have to include a whole bunch of different things. Even sort of Redbox. But who knows where they're at right now. They're probably not making physical media. So I don't know what's going to happen to Redbox. It's a tough situation. I do know that Kino Lorber is launching a virtual theater exhibition initiative to help local theaters weather coronavirus impact. That's just out, and our local Alamo Winchester is partaking in it, which I'm excited about. It's going to be a streaming service. It looks like it's going to be a streaming service that you can, of course, buy into like any other. And they will show, there will be a certain amount of distributors. I'm going to see if they have a list of the distributors there. And all their movies from those distributors will be available on VOD for you to watch. Now, I don't know if that's pay by movie or it's going to be a paid streaming service. I didn't see that on here when I was looking through it. So we will have to see. But I'm going to be, because Alamo is there and I do put out for Alamo and things like that, I will learn more about it as it goes, and I will make sure to be putting it up. So, we have any comments or anything going on? Any fun stuff?
No, but I did have a question about how we were talking about, how this is going to affect the movie industry. Do you think that this might be a silver lining, well-needed pause to how certain companies, are putting out movies just to put out movies? And it seems like it's the same story. They're redoing movies that may not have needed to be redone. There's no real original thought. Do you think that this might spark some sort of, artistic
That's a good question.
renewal?
I don't know that it will. Well, here's the thing. Yes and no. This is all speculation, just on me thinking about it. Oh. You want to read that off? I can't really read that.
Yeah, your brother said it would be great if the top end of the industry, studios and actors, would create a fund to filter down to the theaters that drive their profits. Oh, you mean that instead of putting out a cappella songs to help lift our spirits?
Everybody wants to listen to
Oh my
Imagine.
gosh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's a great idea.
I want to answer that question.
Yeah.
Let me answer your question first, and then I'll get to that. I'm thinking, and again, this is just speculation. I know, Brian, you commented too, and I'm going to get to that as well, because you are a smart dude when it comes to this stuff, and I want to hear your point of view. So I'm thinking, yes, you are going to get a creative look, because there's enough creative, original thoughts coming out. We saw Starfish
Agreed.
by A.T. White, and that was a completely original movie, and it blew us away because of its originality.
But it didn't get any service. Like, it didn't get...
It's in the film festival circuit, and like it's getting a lot of, run there. But yeah, I mean that should be a toted to a bigger audience, because that is an amazing movie.
Which actually kind of ties into Brian's comment. It might be the return of the mid-budget film.
Which would be a great thing, because we would get more filmmakers making more original content. Now it's a blessing and a curse, because you're going to have a lot of people out of business, but they're still going to follow their passion. And you're probably going to get a lot more original ideas. But then you also have filmmakers who are newer or in mid-budget or lower-budget movies who don't have very original ideas. And if they're going to compete in this world, they're going to have to start getting more original. They're going to have to start thinking outside the box, or trusting other writers or other editors or things like that than themselves. That might be a great wake-up call. With that, though, I would say we are getting to a point. This is such a weird situation, because it's unlike anything else, unprecedented anywhere else. So we get to see how it affects the business. Now, we need another Fast and Furious. What are you talking about? I don't disagree. I was really looking forward to Fast 9. But to go back to, I do agree with Brian that it's going to be a return of the mid-budget film, or even low-budget films, and they might get maybe not as good distribution, but a lot more distribution, and recognized a lot more with streaming services if they decide to start picking those up. I'll take a remake of Return of the Living Dead. That would be interesting, actually. I don't know. I'll get to that. I want to answer George's question originally about the higher-up studios. That would, studios or actors, or the ones that make $20 million a movie. You're right. Stop singing songs. Help out all of these out-of-work filmmakers.
Think about the football players who are paying the arena workers, taking money out of their own pocket to make sure the arena workers...
There's a basketball player on the Pelicans who is paying until they can come back to work. He's paying out of pocket all of the arena workers. I don't know how long he can go on with that, but just even if he does a month, even if he does a week, that's still something that they're giving. Yep. And the other basketball players hopefully will join in on his team, and everywhere else. Help out. You're right. I don't want to get political in any way, but a little socialism goes a long way, and it's got to come down from the top. I'm not saying we need to go to socialist state or anything like that. I'm not getting political. I'm just saying the top needs to start shedding some money to help out the people below that made them rich. It's just kind of the way it is, because we need to help everybody. It's a community thing. It could be more of a
philanthropy than
it should be a philanthropy.
Thought,
yeah, I mean,
this is a none of us have ever experienced something like this before. I mean, this is brand new to all of us. This isn't just, oh, I want to sit on my butt and not do anything. People are being forced to literally sit on their butts and not do anything for the sake of the community. You know what I mean? So I think this is a little bit different, and I don't think that it's political.
No, I just mean I wish that the higher-ups would help, because they're right. The people who work, it all comes down to the below-the-line crew, the people who are working in the theaters, everybody, all the way down, are helping them get rich. So it might be nice, rather than a song, you got to start donating. And that's everywhere. That's the sports world. That's the movie world. That's just, like, Elon Musk is trying to what? Didn't he put out, he's trying to make new ventilators to go out?
Yep.
So it takes a village, is really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And we all have to come down, from higher ups down to below, and just work together.
Yeah.
Us down below have to help furloughed employees and small businesses and things like that. And all the way up need to help us. Yep. So that's what it comes down to. It's compassion for the worker bees. You are correct, George. I like that. So what else do we have comment-wise?
That's it so far. How about go back to the Return of the Living Dead?
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Although I've been bugging, Lenny has had an idea to write a movie for a very long time, and I've been bugging him to actually sit down and write it, and then I told him I'd help him with it, because I would love to see it get made. I don't want to put it out there, but Lenny, get to work while everybody's furloughed or shut in or working remote or whatever. So let's start writing. But as for a remake of Return of the Living Dead, I don't know that we need one. Yeah, I don't know if we need one. It was so trashy and beautiful. It was such a great, funny movie that I think if we took it now, it would be too political correct of a climate to make it the way it should be made. So I don't know if I'd want that, personally. Because look at what happened to the Night of the Living Dead franchise. The more it went on, the more politically correct it kept going. Yeah, I'll get on that. You better get on that. You better write that script. So, I think that, and George Romero's a great dude. The man talked me into going to film school, so I love it. Maybe we get a live remake of that soon enough. A live remake of what?
Night of the Living Dead. A live remake.
Oh,
of
jeez.
what's going on.
I really hope not. Hey,
no, so there are people who, I've seen it a couple of places where people are trying to get their friends to dress up like zombies to wander the streets right now.
Yeah, but if you do that and they get shot doing it, that's on them. Like, you want to survive the zombie apocalypse, you got to shoot first, ask questions later. So another thing too, I was supposed to cover New Jersey Horror Con, not this weekend, but it would have been next weekend. And I was very proud of that, to get press passes and be able to go out there and cover it, because it's an awesome horror convention, and it's in my home state. They had to postpone, I think I mentioned that last week when they did it, but they announced their new dates, and they're getting pretty much all of their celebrity guests back. So if you're interested in that, the new dates are June 26th, 27th, and 28th. Also, we were sponsors of Lost Weekend 13, which was supposed to be at the Alamo Draft House starting tonight, but unfortunately they had to postpone. We have no date yet, but I will keep you posted on that. And in a big turn, Cannes Film Festival in France, which is normally was supposed to start on May 12th to the 23rd, is postponing until late June or early July, it looks like. So I wasn't going, but if you guys were going, or you're interested, I am interested in what goes there and kind of keeping up with the buzz. Brian Kosnowski, see you in June. You may. You may. You're going to come down on New Jersey Horror Con? That would be awesome. I haven't seen you in a bit, man. I hope the family's doing well. So so they are going to be late July, or late June, early July. In terms of news, I turn it over to you guys. Give me some things to watch. I want some recommendations. What are you guys watching? What are you guys doing during the shut-in? It's this isolated period, and I am even more isolated now. I'm still watching In the Search of Darkness, which is a 4.5-hour epic documentary on 80s horror movies. And I'm only about 2 hours in, and it's been fantastic. I really enjoy it. They got everybody to be in it. And it's very cool to see John Carpenter talk about what could have been, because he was supposed to direct Firestarter, which I didn't know, but he was supposed to direct Firestarter back in the day, and that was going to be his first foray into the Stephen King world. And because The Thing did so poorly, he got taken from it. But he eventually got Christine, of course, so it was pretty cool. So we got... Rob Gosher opens a paid service, VOD, Death by 1,000 Cuts. That's a good movie. That's a really good movie.
Brian said he got Disney Plus to see the Marvel movies.
Well, yes, that's good, because you will see the Marvel movies. But the Marvel TV shows, you're going to have to wait, because they are all on hold right now. But I'm watching Julia Child from the beginning in front. Wait, the whole series? Well, I'm guessing if you're saying from the beginning, it's the whole series, not the movie. You're not talking about the movie, are you? Julie and Julia, I think it was called.
Well, that was just one movie, though.
I worked with her in L.A. Not direct.
Julia Child?
No. The girl who wrote that. The Julie of Julie and Julie. Mm-hmm. Not Amy Adams.
Right.
The actual Julie. She hosted an improv group. Damn, you're really watching all of them? Didn't that start in the 50s? Hey, that's dedication. But I guess
next time you come over, I expect some sort of fancy meal.
Yeah, man, you gotta cook. You gotta cook, and you have to do the laugh while doing it. We'll give you the wine. We'll supply the wine. You do the cooking and the laugh. Which, keep in mind, by the way, even though I am shut in, like I said, because my 3-year-old, any kid under 5, they can be heavily affected, so I'm shutting myself in.
Any of us, we don't really...
Any of us, of course, isolation, social distancing, but I'm really shutting myself in. He said done, so yes. I'm holding you to that. But Brian and I will be doing more Pulling Focus shows. We need to, because I love doing that show, and Behind the Box with Rob. I will be doing those too. We'll be doing them remotely.
Yeah.
So once I get that set up, I got my monitor over here. We're redesigning the cave. So this is my Back to the Future wall. So I had to have a Back to the Future wall. So it is a date, Brian. I'm going to hold you to it. So, so I'm redoing everything. So kind of stick with us. Can't wait to do those shows. And we are starting a live Snobs podcast show on Friday nights. Trying to get it through YouTube and Facebook Live at the same time. I'm not looking forward to reading what... I'm going to let you read what Brian Kazanowski says, because Brian knows me too well from childhood. So
he said he did restart Walking Dead, but he was getting a little scared that this is the start of zombies. So
you know what's interesting about that? I think it's years old, so I can spoil it. You know how they get to a point and they say you're already infected, so when you die, you become a zombie? Maybe we all have the infection now. Who knows?
Well, that's what they're... Well, again, not to go back to this, but it is our real life right now. They're saying that is part of the reason why the numbers are jumping so high in such a short period of time is because people are getting tested. It's not that people are getting infected at this rate. It's just the reporting of it is coming up to speed. I did... I think it was actually A.T. White said that... we have to stop thinking about the numbers today. We need to start thinking about the numbers next week in our actions for today, because that is what's going to change it.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really interesting point.
That is, you got to follow the protocol. That's just how it goes. Like, you wash your hands, don't touch your face like I just did.
Dude,
but I did wash my hands right before I started this, so...
and we'll wash them after.
Yeah, no, I will definitely wash them after, even though I keep touching my face. So... Another big thing, go back and check out what the Snobs podcast, not a big thing. I don't know why I said big thing. That just seems stupid. We keep talking about A.T. White and his movie Starfish. I did an interview with the guy. Man, the guy is awesome. Go check out the interview. He has a lot to say. It was a lot of fun. And Rodman Flender, who you may remember from the movie, he directed the movie The Unborn, Leprechaun 2, Idle Hands, which was always a favorite from high school. And he just directed a brand new movie called Eat Brains Love. I would show you the poster on the back of my phone, but I'm using my phone at the moment. So go check him out. Eat Brains Love is really funny. kind of like a zombie road trip movie. It was a good time. So, and check out the A.T. White interviews, and check out Starfish. So, act as if you're already infected. Well, I mean, you would know, man. So,
Yeah.
that's
We are.
Yeah, we are.
We have wash your hand signs all over the house.
Yeah, I love how nobody's been over, except for like maybe a couple of people, and that was like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that was a long time
And
ago.
you had ever since like the first
Yeah.
case in Washington, you put up
Washington State.
Washington
Not
State,
DC
yeah, not
even.
DC. You had wash your hands posters up at both
Oh,
doors.
legit.
Don't
Yeah.
come in this house unless you're willing to wash your hands.
Nope.
Put on hand sanitizer, and yeah, the kids are just getting used to it now. So,
Yeah.
and well, I mean, we've always made them wash their hands,
Yeah.
but now it's like as soon as you walk in the door, wash your hands. Like,
And we have lotion right next to it because everybody's hands are all red and chapped.
yeah,
From
that's
washing.
legit. So, yeah, I mean, the infection stuff is. Anybody know of any good infection movies? Now I know.
Yeah, ABC News, CBS News,
What?
any news channel right now has a good infection
I
movie
want-
on.
I want the fake news off. I call it fake news for hilarity's sake, but I want actual movies. I know 28 Days, 28 Days Later, things like that. How about Night of the Comets? That's a good zombie movie. Night of the Comet, I should say. More of a monster movie,
So
but
there's one comet.
it's just one comet.
Okay.
One comet passes by, it turns everybody into zombies. Am I thinking the right one? Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Or Night of the Creeps. That's another good one. You got Tom Atkins starring in that. Because I'm watching this In the Search of Darkness movie, I'm learning so much.
Carriers.
Carriers is a good one. That's a Chris Pine movie. He was an
Ooh.
early Chris Pine. So pre
I'm okay
Captain
with
Kirk.
that.
Yeah, I know you're okay with that. Very funny. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just pulling up some news because I get it as it comes. Give me some more movies though, people. Actually, Brian, I want to know what Brian Kisnowski. Pandemic. Pandemic. Is that a movie? I don't think I've heard of that one.
Pandemic? I don't know.
Can you look that up for me?
Sure. Your brother said you guys are now living my typical workday dealing with nasty people.
Wait, are we the nasty people?
Uh,
Wait, are you calling me us? You guys are now living.
no,
the
like
typical
washing your
workday.
hands, trying to keep away from everyone. That's how I'm taking it.
I hope that's what it means. I don't think he'd call you nasty, but he would call me nasty. I wash my hands, dude. I've been
Yeah.
very clean.
Pandemic was 2016.
Okay.
After a devastating virus outbreak, the world is plunged into a state of chaos. Zombies roam the streets while survivors fight to stay alive. Are they fighting over toilet paper? That is my question.
Yeah, that's legit. Did you see that video that came out
Oh, Alfie Allen is in it.
where people at Costco are running towards the pallet of toilet paper and just ripping off of the plastic that covers it? And it sounds like zombies. They put zombie.
Oh my gosh,
eating.
is that what it is?
It was so funny. No, he said Pandemic. It's a Netflix doc. I'll check that out. It's probably gonna be too spooky. What are you watching all the real stuff for, man? That's some scary stuff. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not.
I
Again,
might
turn on
have
the
to.
news. I can't. So I've been having a hard time with my anxiety, and this is something I would like to bring up.
Yeah.
Because I have noticed on Twitter, on Facebook, a lot of people are expressing the difficultness they are having with anxiety, depression, not
Yeah.
only with how scary everything is, but having to stay inside. And to me, at the beginning, if you remember, I did joke and say like, oh, we should watch Outbreak and do a married movie challenge on it. But now I have zero interest. All I want is comedy. All I want is fairy tale. Get my mind out of this right now.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could do, especially a documentary, let alone a movie.
I'm kind of interested. A lot of it seems to be zombie movies, so I will check some out. I did, if you watched the Snobs podcast from last week, or listen to it, I did give my top 10 apocalyptic.
Yes.
Where are those cards? Do you
These
have them?
ones?
Yeah. I did my top 10 apocalyptic movies to watch. Apocalyptic virus movies. So Starfish was on there.
such a good one.
It is a great end of the world movie.
And I'll tell you, I did want to point out, because you had asked me when it was over, what did you think? And I was like, I have no idea. I have no idea what just happened, what is going on, but I didn't want it to end.
Yeah.
It wasn't a movie that you necessarily had to understand right away because we read up on it and kind of got insight later, but that was a just beautiful movie, period.
So today in New Jersey, a grocery store opened up early for seniors. 150 people lined up and fought over TP. What is it with the TP?
Dude, how much? What are you guys eating?
I know. Like, it's ridiculous. And it's for the elderly, and people are still fighting over it. It's ridiculous. Another one is Road Warrior. There are several articles talking about the impact of this on mental health. It is definitely something to keep in mind. So these podcasts are a good relief from the reality of the situation. Yeah, I love you. I mean, you're my big brother, so I love you a lot, big brother. Like 5 inches
Pun intended.
But only he's normal height. I'm just a Goliath.
That's true.
So, I appreciate you saying that, and I'm trying to keep everybody entertained. Hopefully I'm not dragging anybody down. We are trying to deal with this too. It is a lot of mental health. Yeah. There is anxiety. Our 8-year-old or 3-year-old, they're feeling it. They're feeling shut in, and they don't know why. They don't fully understand. We try to explain it to our 8-year-old. We try to console them. Just to let them know, you don't have to be afraid. You just have to be cautious. But this is a time where, you're not going to be able to see your friends. You're not going to be able to go to school. We don't know.
Even to see your grandparents. I mean, they're even like, can we just go see Grandma and Pop-Pop? And I'm like, no. I mean, we had them come to the window.
Yeah.
The last time, and that was a week and a half ago. That was last week when that happened.
It's sad, man. It just really is, and we're trying to limit the news, but I mean we have to have it on too. Like we'll let them in the playroom.
Yeah.
While maybe we watch the news because they do the updates. The president will come out and update every day. With his staff, and we're just trying to figure it out, and just hear what's going on, and we'll watch the news too, to get multiple points of view, I guess, which is so weird to me. But we have to watch multiple things from multiple points of view on what's going on with science.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to figure it all out. But yeah, remember, if you have kids, yes, it may be taking a mental toll on you with anxiety, but imagine kids who just don't understand what's going on. So we got board games out. We were playing something called The Floor is Lava today, which is a board game with stuff around. We had a good time. We're joking around. We're watching things like Frozen 2. Disney Plus is very cool to put that out early. I just think it is time to get inventive with how we can connect with people. And this is a positive spin on the internet. Doing shows like this. I'm happy if I can entertain you guys. But connect. We have FaceTime. We have things like that. If you really want to lighten the mood up, I can start telling stories from Mike's. You can don't do that. Don't do that because your point of view of those stories do not make me look good. He's going to start a whole new podcast himself.
One of my Judy said that they've been letting their son Jack FaceTime his friends, and that's been a game changer for him. So happy to connect. It is a good idea. That's.
We should do that and set that up for the movie kid, as he likes to be called on the podcast. So I think that's important.
It's just finding ways. It's finding ways to deal with it, whether it's, give them extra, if you're home with your kids, give them the extra screen time. You know what I mean? Yes, the studies are in, it's not healthy for extended periods of times, but your mental health is. It's the idea of putting the airplane mask on yourself before you put it on someone else. You have to be okay before you can worry about anyone else. I have felt, and I think I saw Lenny actually say something on his page about just feeling helpless. I feel helpless. I think about other kids. We are very fortunate in our situation, and I count my lucky stars every day. But it's a new normal right now, and it is just crazy. So whatever it is, whether it's painting your nails, make sure you take a shower every day.
Yes, that was something we talked about the other day, because it was Monday, and you were working remote, and I was like, go up, take a shower, and get changed. And you agreed. It wasn't like you were begrudging, but you were like, And you're like, no, I'll do it in about.
Because at first I was like, what's the point? You know, we're not.
Yeah, you were like, I'll do it in like an hour or so.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, go start your day that way.
Yeah.
You know, come down refreshed, clean, feeling good.
Yeah.
And Brian, I do see yours. Hopefully, homeschooling will help people realize how important teachers are. I 100% agree. And stay-at-home parents, you know. So you know, because it's a process, man, and it's we're all kind of learning new things going in. So we also, I think, need to take the minds off it. Like, yes, we're watching things like Walking Dead, zombie movies, virus movies, outbreak movies, but watch other stuff too.
Yeah.
Watch things that make you happy.
Yeah.
Positive movies, positive stories, TV shows, things like that. They've been proven to help people, you know, just through anything really. So like they've been. It has always been a source of good mental health to watch things that are positive and optimistic.
Lori mentioned Parks and Rec last night. The
Funny
Office
show.
is always a go-to. Right now, Schitt's Creek is giving me life.
Schitt's Creek is one of the funniest TV shows ever to be on TV. So
Ever.
If you've never seen it, watch it. It is out there. Eugene Levy and his son Dan. His son Dan created it, but Eugene Levy and he. Everybody on it's great. Catherine O'Hara is my favorite character on that. She was the mom in Home Alone, and other tons of funny shows and movies. But Schitt's Creek, it is a great show from start to finish. And they're coming up on their end, so you can binge the whole thing.
Yeah.
Curb Your Enthusiasm has a new series out. It's got 9 seasons, I think. It might even be 11. I think it's 9 now. One of the funniest shows I've ever seen of all time. Seinfeld is out. Go watch Seinfeld. If you have Disney Plus, go watch The Simpsons. You have 30 years of TV shows. Just watch something positive at least once a day. Watch a positive movie, except for The Sound of Music, because that is just a really crappy movie. Love that show. Starts slow, but great. Yes, 100% right.
Also, get outside. You know,
yeah, that's important, especially
in the front yard, whatever. You know, just sit on your porch and read. Even it doesn't have to be this big production.
No,
but
I agree.
Vitamin D is one of the legitimate healthy things that you can do for your mental health and to make yourself feel better.
Well, we went out the other day. We were throwing football around with the kids. They were having a good time.
Took them for a walk today.
Yeah, so it's so important to exercise and keep your mind right. So
yeah.
It's just a weird time, and I think that's what we need. And again, like shows like this, I love interacting with everybody. No, I knew you meant Schitt's Creek, Brian. It is a great show. Top Chef is on. I love it. I love you guys. Oh, thank you.
I love you.
That's awesome. So, any shows that you have, especially share them on here. I want everybody to interact. Again, it's all about community. That's what I'm trying to push here.
Hey, Amanda. Happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday, Amanda. It is your birthday. I'm sorry I didn't say that quicker.
Well, she just joined. So
okay. Well, I'm not sorry.
Top Chef is a good one. What was it? Oh, that was a different one that Abby was on. What was that one?
That was Hell's Kitchen guy.
Master Chef Junior?
Master Chef Junior, yes. So, Mary's young cousin. That was the year we met.
Yeah.
So it was like 6 years ago. She's in high school now.
Gosh.
She was on Master Chef Junior because she's a hell of a cook.
Yeah.
And
generally an amazing kid.
yeah, I mean, she's really talented, like definitely a prodigy.
Master Chef Junior. Yeah.
And that was the one where Gordon Ramsay like cried when she left the show. Like she was such a huge deal on that show and impactful to him. He cried when she left. Like it was pretty funny. That was a good season. That was the only season I ever watched too. So you're welcome. Just kidding. But yes, there's so many things going on with movies, streaming, and stuff like that now. I'm not saying you have to rent or don't rent. I definitely think if you can support the theaters and stuff like that, the small business theaters and stuff like that, independent chains, go help them out. I'm going to post on all my social media all the links to everything I put on today. So we're going to talk about it. You can go visit them, helping out. Brian Patrick has a burger named after her at 50/50.
Yeah, Abby.
Oh, yeah. No, I had that burger when we went. Yeah.
Brian also asked thoughts on movie going direct to stream in this time. I mean, and we've talked about, like, Frozen was released early.
Yeah, but that's been out since November.
Frozen 2.
Frozen 2 was, yeah.
But it, like, they let
Oh,
it
no,
early.
they let it out early,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, 100%. Now, thoughts on movies going direct to streaming this time. So, they're doing that. But some are going to be rentals. Like, tomorrow, a bunch of them come out. Like,
Yeah.
Invisible Man, Emma.
I really can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to see that. I might spend the money to see that.
Well, we would have
But-
spent it going to the movie anyway, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I wish I could have spent it on the Alamo, but...
Yeah. We will.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It might even be available on that streaming service.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
have to learn more
Yeah.
about it as I go. I'll talk to Andy. Andy and Steve over at Alamo have been doing amazing work, along with everybody else. So, yeah, I think a lot are going to come out and direct to stream. Again, they're holding some movies from coming out, but I think that might, if this goes on long enough, like Rob had brought up earlier, I think that might go away and they might just start releasing.
Yeah.
I need F9 in my life. I need to not see John Cena go up against Vin Diesel. Can't see
Oh my
me.
God.
That's the way it is.
It still blows my mind that there have been that many, and
It's amazing. You haven't watched them. I told Brian that I want to sit down and just, before we have the
well, we would
marathon.
have to do it with the Kid Snob because he is all into it now, and he only
is all
saw
into it.
like 45 minutes of the 8th one.
Yeah, we watched on TV, we watched the 8th one. We watched, 45 minutes of it, and he was like, I need to see every
Like, you didn't
Fast
even
and
see the
Furious
beginning
movie.
of it.
They're that mesmerizing. It's The Rock just being amazing,
Well, The Rock is amazing.
and Jason Statham bouncing around,
Jason
beating people up, and
Also amazing.
Vin Diesel just being smoldering,
True.
Like, there's just so much going on. I can gush about those movies forever.
Now, if Jason Momoa was also in it, I don't know.
He might be in the next one. We don't know. There's going to be people... look at, what's his name? Joe Inoue, who is Roman Reigns in wrestling. He
Oh.
was on it. He was on...
He didn't even get on one speaking.
He didn't get one speaking line. And I feel like his cousin The Rock stopped it.
I love
But he
that.
wasn't in the Fast and Furious. He was in Hobbs and Shaw, which is an offshoot. What did Amanda say? Good idea. We have a local theater that never raises their prices, and I'm sure they could use support. Yep, absolutely. All local theaters, let's help them out as best we can. I only got through the first two.
Fast and Furious.
You're crazy.
Me
Stick with
too.
them. Well, here's the
Hashtag
thing.
me too.
They're very dated. I still love them. They're very dated, but I mean, they're stealing box TVs
Yeah.
and DVD players in 2000. And then the second one is just very Dukes of Hazzard. Then the third one is out there, but Han is the man.
Yeah.
Justice for Han. Hashtag Justice for Han. So, you have that. And great, I'm talking about the Fast and Furious movies. I'm going to have to go through them all. The fourth one, you get...
You don't have to.
I have to.
You don't have to.
They're that good. I love them. They're so ridiculous, but that's your optimistic marathon right there. Go watch that. That's amazing. I love it. I love it. They're all superheroes by the end of it. They were thieves in the beginning, and now they're all superheroes. And The Rock gets blown up and flies out of a building on top of a car. No, don't time me. I don't get that red light lady. I'm talking about Fast and the Furious. John Cena's coming in. They can't see
Was
him.
he in it? I didn't
Well,
see
no,
him
he's
in it.
in it. It was billed.
I didn't see him in it.
I know. Mary, support his dreams. That's right, Amanda. Support my dreams. Universal, release F9 right now. I need that in my life.
And I'm here, right? I am support. I'm literally in the moment.
You
supporting-
are. You were supposed to read comments. I'm reading more comments than you. I'm losing people. I think I'm at 4 people, so I think I should wrap this up because I know I'm probably...
No, it's getting late.
Yeah.
We
I
should
get
do
it.
this again, though. This was.
Oh,
really
we're going to
fun.
do this again.
Yeah.
I want to do...
And if there's any topics you guys want us to talk about, or
Put it on
movies,
the scene, Snobs.
we do married movie reviews, where we.
Oh, Spencer Confidential is great.
Dude, yes.
That's the Mark Wahlberg and
Yeah.
Winston Duke. It's based on the book series of Spencer.
It was so fun.
But if you remember back in the day, Robert Urich and Avery Brooks did a TV show. Had a good time. Love you. Love you too, George. They did a TV show called Spencer for Hire, which was based on the books as well. So that might be where you recognize it. Go check it out. It's really good. It was a lot of fun. Fun action. Fun comedy all the way through. Everybody did a great job. I think I'm going to make that a double feature. I'm going to watch that again, but I want to watch the big hit. Oh, you did see it. So, the Mark Maron stand-up, nice. the Mark Maron stand up. That was really funny. We were laughing through it. That just came out, so it's tons of great.
McMillions was fairly entertaining.
Go over to HBO. That was great.
Yeah.
What do we call him? Deep Dick Doug? I'm saying it. I don't care. I know. I don't. Did you go watch that show?
And anyone who's seen it, because a friend of ours in Woodbridge started watching it, I was like, oh, and she said that he was her favorite character. And I said, oh, my husband calls him Big Dick Doug.
Deep Dick Doug.
Deep Dick Doug.
Because there's that one girl he worked with. He was an FBI agent during the McDonald's monopoly thing. That's a whole documentary about the fraud that happened. And he was one of the main FBI agents. And he's such
just tell.
He was such an outlandish douchebag of a guy. But this one woman that he worked with, she was like, even now, like 20, 30 years later, it was just gaga over him.
When she talked about him, she had this like smile and like, oh,
and
like, you could see it.
They even alluded that like, well, nothing happened, but they were smiling right through it. So I renamed him Deep Dick Doug.
Yeah.
And he works for the FBI, so just please take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
The comedy I can watch over and over again is The Hangover. Don't know if it's on Netflix though. That is a good one. That's always a good one. The first one I think was always a good one. And I like the second one.
Yeah.
There's tons of stuff out there. I'm gonna do this again, so if you guys join in, I'll make lists. Why don't you go on the Seeing Snobs channel on Facebook, or on Twitter, or on Instagram? I'm all over there. So, and anything you want to see, comment or just post on there, or message me or whatever, and I will be happy to make lists and do that. So some things that I put together for binge watching. Some of them are on Netflix. I'll read it off to you now. Documentary called Wild Wild Country. It came out a few years ago. It was insane. It's like a 6-part documentary. Love you too, man. 6-part documentary. It's about a cult that opened up that bought a town in California, and it was insane. Everything that happened. Hunters, which is on Amazon Prime. I just finished that. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That's a funny show. Go check that out. And I think I said the Clone Wars and Lucifer. That's some stuff you can go check out. Yeah, Jumanji: The Next Level is coming out. That's available digital. Go check that out. So with that being said, I think I'm going to take off. A few things I just want to say. There's some small businesses in town, again, I want to mention. I'm going to put your logos up on this video, so we'll be up on the YouTube channel. So make sure you guys go over there. Give us a subscribe and like there. Hit the notification buttons because we have content every day. I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine too. And it only got better when I switched channels. So I will put your logos up on the videos. I'll mention you now, and I will put your stuff up on my social media. Back to the media. Great collectibles, toys, vinyl, video games, the whole 9 yards. So much more. Go check them out. Winchester Book Gallery. Awesome books. And they had some really cool puzzles in there too, and a lot of cool stuff. So go check that out. Alamo Draft House in Winchester. If you're in around the area, go take takeout from them and the Green Turtle. They own both. They're awesome. Love you too, Ryan. As you stay safe, tell the family I said hi, and we'll talk soon. So Alamo and Green Turtle, make sure you're getting takeout from there. Sweet Nola's, we ordered from them today. They're great.
So good.
Sexy Mexi burritos. They have some great food. Go order from these places. The Hideaway Cafe should hopefully be opening at the end of this week. Get coffee, food, and stuff from them. And all contracting. He is offering, go over, support him on social media. He's offering to help anybody who needs it, that needs stuff picked up or stuff like that. But if you need quotes in your house right now for anything that may be going wrong, now's the time to do it because you're in the house and you can look for this stuff. Give him a call. Maybe he can give you a quote and and stuff that you may need done.
And something else I wanted to say, if you have, oh, I just broke my sweatshirt. If you have elderly neighbors, go and check on them. Ask them if they need anything. I mean, I worry. We have a couple around here that we're very good friends with, and they're very independent, so they're good now. But just let's take this time to really, support your community. Check on your neighbors. If you see someone in the store who looks scared or struggling, offer to help. Try and stay away, the 6 feet or whatever, but
or just leave it on their doorstep or whatever. However you can help, it would be great. They need it right now. Everybody needs it. So let's come together and do
Yeah.
community. Also, again, any filmmakers, below the line people out of work or stuff like that, happy to bring you on the show, talk about, you know, your past experiences, stuff like that, maybe build an awareness for you. And any filmmakers that want to talk, we're doing that remotely, so we'll set it up.
Yeah.
All right. With that, on that note, I think we're gonna take off. I hope this was a better success than it was yesterday. I'm gonna try again tomorrow with the live. Hopefully, I can try and get a guest on or something via remote access. But join us. We're gonna try and keep you guys entertained throughout. And message me. We'll talk. You know, with topics that you want to talk about. But good night. Love you guys all for watching, and have a great time. Take care. Bye.